Welcome into Santa Barbara. Ryan Milano, Knight Uretsky on hand here in Santa Barbara at Pershing Park. The Oaks, they travel down to SB to face off against the Foresters. The Oaks will be up to the plate first. Their batting lineup leading off Austin Carrillo. Hunter Call in the 2 spot after a big day yesterday. Brendan Bobo in the 3 hole. Raul Sandoval batting cleanup. Greg Melhoff batting number 5. And then 4 righties round out the order. JT Naviak, TJ Foreman, Caden Suji, and Daniel Cabral. 6, 7, 8, and 9 for the Oaks. Defensively for the Santa Barbara Foresters, at first base, it's Max McGuire. Second base, Andrew Cachel, Seth Stevenson at short, and Jack Rydell at third. Jared Thomas behind the dish. On the hill is Brandon Beckel. In the outfield, Tanner Otremba in left, Carson Wells in center, and Ethan Bates playing right field. The Oaks, they have Cody Adcock on the hill today, but it will be them at the plate first trying to lead things off. The pitcher on the mound, a right-hander, a big right-handed heavy lineup today for the Oaks as well, with only 3 lefties, those being Carrillo, Bobo, and Melhoff. Knight, what do you have to see from the Oaks as the playoff push is really heating up?
Well, the Oaks, they just need to score more runs. They need to hit the ball when they have runners in scoring position. We've mentioned it all season, especially as of late. Situational hitting for the Oaks is so crucial, and especially now towards playoff time, you can't leave runners in scoring position and not get outs. There were several times the Oaks, they got 2 runners in scoring position and scored no runs. That can't happen, especially today in a team like the Foresters that are so good. They got to limit the mistakes, hit the ball with runners in scoring position, and really, you just got to win. You have to win. There's 4 games left. You're half a game out of the playoffs right now. You just need to start winning if you're the Oaks.
Austin Carrillo set to lead things off. Carrillo, he's been batting at the top of the order and been successful near the top of the lineup this season, batting .284 on the year. He watches the first pitch too far high for a ball. This game starts out 1-0. So Carrillo, .284 with a .438 on-base percentage. The 1-0 catches the knees for a strike on the inside half. The count even at 1-1 to Carrillo. This is the first time the Oaks are seeing Brandon Beckel on the season. The Foresters, they've had high strikeout numbers from their starting pitchers over the last week. Beckel trying to continue that trend as Carrillo grounds one on the carpet outside of the bag. So the count 1-2 now to Carrillo, trying not to go down on strikes. Austin trying to battle with the pitcher, get a leadoff man on. Yesterday, Carrillo batted in the 6th spot. He reached base twice. This one grounded to first base. The glove made by Max McGuire. Steps on the bag, a 3 unassisted to start off the game. 4 pitches to Austin Carrillo and 1 out.
And right there, Carrillo, he grounded one foul, and then there just grounds it in play fair. And McGuire, it's just a play that he has to turn his hips, makes the play, and goes to first base, an unassisted play right there. But going back to Beckel, we did see him in one game against the Oaks. That was on July 1st.
Oh, yes, that was in a relief appearance. So, hasn't seen him to start off the game. Have seen him in relief. He started a few games this season. First pitch to Hunter Call, below the knees for a ball. 1-0 the count. Beckel this season, a 2.5 ERA through 18 innings pitched. His last 2 outings have been both of his decisions. He got wins twice against the Ventura Pirates. The 1-0 catches the knees for a strike. The count 1-1 to Hunter Call. The last time Call was in Santa Barbara, he came to the plate and ended the game on a strikeout with the tying run in scoring position. Yesterday, a better day than he had against Santa Barbara as he watches the 3rd pitch of the at-bat miss. 2-1 the count. Yesterday, Hunter Call earned Player of the Game honors after he singled 3 times, came in to score 3 times, drove in 2 batters, and also reached base 2 more times with base on balls. So 5 times on base for Hunter Call yesterday, and now he's ahead in his first count today, 3-1.
And Hunter Cawley's just a patient hitter. He'll watch a lot of pitches. Sometimes it helps him, like right here where he's a 3-1 count. Other times it hurts him. He had that strikeout looking to end the game last time. So very patient hitter. Has a very hitter's count right here at 3-1.
The 3-1 pitch, Call watches it and reaches first base. Hunter Call continues to improve on that on-base percentage. Before that pitch, he had a .500 on-base percentage on the season. He has now reached base in more plate appearances than he hasn't on the year. That is impeccable for Hunter Call and his plate discipline. It's going to bring up the 3-hole hitter, Brendan Bobo. Bobo playing first base in the field today. We see him back up in the 3-hole. We saw him there yesterday as well. Got out his first 2 times to the plate. Didn't get a hit, but reached base 3 times. 2 walks and a hit by pitch in the final innings yesterday. This one's golf to right field. Bates going back at the wall, looking up. 2-run shot to start off the game for Brendan Bobo. The Oaks lead 2-0. And Brendan Bobo picks up his 6th home run of the season.
And that was a moonshot from Bobo right there. First pitch swinging, just sends it right over the right field fence. We saw him do it before here in the season, and right there, just an absolute no-doubter off the bat. You knew it was gone right off the sound of that wood, and he crushes it over the right field wall, which has been where all the home runs for the Oaks at this park have been. Great way to start for Conejo right here in the first.
Brendan Bobo continues on a huge season thus far as Raul Sandoval watches the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1 to him. That 2-run home run results in Brendan Bobo's 6th homer of the season and his 28th RBI of the year as Sandoval quickly goes down 0-2 in the count, not to mention his 20th run scored. So he continues to lap the field in terms of runs batted in on the Oaks as well as home runs, and now third on the Oaks in terms of runs scored. Drop third strike. Sandoval running over to first. The throw down from Thomas in time. The second out is a 3-pitch strikeout to Raul Sandoval. That's the first strikeout of the day for Brandon Beckel.
And Sandoval right there, that was just poor at bat. He just kept swinging at balls that were low in the zone and missed the plate a lot. And right there, it was a ball he golfed at that was low, probably would have missed. And because of that, Sandoval, he's out.
Greg Melhoff, first pitch swinging, grounds one to second base. Kachel gloves it, throws to first. McGuire above his head, has to get off the bag for a half second, but right back on it. The Oaks, they lead 2-0 after the top of the first inning, after the Brendan Bobo home run drives in Hunter Call. That's all the Oaks needed in the first to give Cody Adcock the lead when he comes onto the hill. To the bottom of the first we go on the Oaks live stream. Ryan Milano and Knight Uretsky on hand at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara. The Oaks, they take the lead in the first inning after a Brendan Bobo 2-run home run. Cody Adcock on the hill facing off against the lineup for Santa Barbara. Seth Stevenson set to lead things off for the Foresters. Andrew Cachel and two-hole Tanner Otremba, he's on deck. First pitch, grounded to third. Melhoff, the backhand pick, throw to first in time. One pitch, one out.
And what a way start for Adcock. Just throw one pitch. Stevenson, he grounds it right to Melhoff. A nice play by Melhoff, the always reliable defensive third baseman, except for that one play. But he's been great fielding the ball, fields it correctly. Stevenson out on the first pitch.
In the fourth spot, Steven Zobak, Jared Thomas, fifth, Jack Rydell in the sixth spot, Carson Wells, Max McGuire, and Ethan Bates round out the lineup. The first pitch to the two-hole hitter, Andrew Cachel, is a strike, the count 0-1. Defensively for the Oaks, Caden Suji behind the dish. Greg Melhoff, he made the play at third, threw it over to Brendan Bobo. Those are the corners for the Oaks. Cody Adcock, of course, on the hill as the 0-1 pitch runs outside, the count 1-1. In the middle of the infield, JT Naviak at short and Daniel Cabral at second. And then Foreman, Sandoval, and Call in the outfield from right to left. The 1-1 pitch into Andrew Cachel. Misses outside again, the count 2-1. Andrew Cachel, one of the better hitters on the year, not only for the Foresters, but in the CCL. He has a .375 batting average this season. Has come on 36 hits in 96 at-bats as he picks up a strike. Looking, he has not picked the bat off his shoulder this at-bat. Count 2-2. And not only does he hit for average, he hits for power. He has 13 extra base hits on the season, including 2 home runs. The 2-2 from Adcock. Swing and a miss. The first strikeout of the day for Cody Adcock as Andrew Cachel goes down swinging for the second out of the inning.
And Cachel right there, he was taking a patient approach to that. Bat didn't swing until that last swing that he struck out on. But Adcock, he was throwing pitches really close towards the outside of the plate. 2 were called for strikes, 2 were called for balls. Right there, got him swinging, and already 2 outs on 6 pitches.
That's the 31st strikeout of the season in just 23 innings pitched coming into today for Cody Adcock. This one off the hands. Soft liner to shortstop. Naviak makes the play. And a quick 1-2-3 inning on 7 pitches for Cody Adcock. The Oaks lead 2-0. We'll see you in the top of the second inning. Back here in the top of the second inning, JT Naviak, TJ Foreman, Caden Suji. The men due up for the Oaks, 6, 7, and 8 against Brandon Beckel. Beckel's coming off one of the worst performances of his season, and that's saying a lot because it was a 5-inning performance where he gave up just 2 earned runs and only 5 hits. That's how good Brandon Beckel has been on the year. JT Naviak, he's been just as good lately. Bouncing ball to third base, gets into left field. Naviak's headed for extra bases, takes a big round, and not going to take his extra base. Just a leadoff single for JT Naviak as Tanner Otremba able to get down the line in left field to prevent Naviak from taking second base.
Yeah, and that was a hit ball by Naviak that just got beyond the reach of the third baseman right there in Rydell and just goes softly into the outfield, takes a turn around first, and that's all he was going to have right there. There really wasn't any play for extra bases. It was just a nice single by Naviak, but nonetheless, first pitch swinging for the Oaks, and it's been successful. Saw first pitch swinging for Bobo, and he sent it over the fence.
So leadoff man is on for the Oaks. TJ Foreman comes to the plate. First pitch to Foreman. Line drive down the left field line, exactly where Naviak put it. JT trying to go first to third. The throw back to second base as Foreman takes second. Not in time. The Oaks have 2 runners in scoring position to start off the second inning. The Oaks offense has come alive early.
Yeah, and right there, that one, it was a similar hit ball than Naviak. That one a little bit more towards the line, and with the speed of Foreman, he can easily take second. He slides in there safely. It advances Naviak from first to third, and now this is the moment for the Oaks. They have 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out. This has been the issue all season, the situational hitting. Right now, Caden Suji, he has to have a hit right here or at least drive in 1 run.
Suji batting .280 on the year. He has no RBIs this season, trying to pick off his first. First pitch swinging, ball in the dirt, count 0-1. The Oaks, they've gotten all 3 of their hits on first pitch swings. That Brennan Bobo home run came on the first pitch, and both of the hits in this inning, first pitch swinging. Caden Suji did not play in yesterday's game. He did play the last time the Oaks were here in Santa Barbara. He was the starting catcher in that game. The 0-1, ground ball to third, holds Naviak. He goes back to third. Suji not able to get to first, so an out without advancing the runners leaves 1 down in the inning for Daniel Cabral.
And right there, Suji, the first pitch he swings at, it's probably going to be a ball if he takes it. It's a ball that was low below his knees. And then the second pitch, he grounds it right to the third baseman, Rydell. He did the right thing, looked at Naviak. Naviak did the smart thing, headed back to third. And it's another at-bat with nobody out, 2 runners in scoring position that the Oaks, they just don't score any runs.
Daniel Cabral comes to the plate. He had a 2 RBI day yesterday, trying to get one early here today. First pitch swinging and missing, the count 0-1. Those 2 RBI came on Cabral's last 2 at-bats. He walked with the bases loaded in the 8th inning. As well in the 8th inning, a long 8th inning for the Oaks, he singled in a run. Swing and a miss from Cabral. The count quickly 0-2 here. The Oaks have struggled with runners in scoring position, in particular with runners on second and third with no outs. We saw them 2 days ago have runners on second and third with no one down. We actually saw them yesterday as well with it and not be able to score. Cabral gets rung up looking. A 3-pitch strikeout, the second strikeout of the day for Brandon Beckel.
And this is just terrible right now. A 3-pitch strikeout after a ground out, and you had back-to-back hits to start this inning for the Oaks. You have men on second and third. At least have maybe a sac fly. Instead, you have 2 outs. The sac fly is not an option, and now it's up for the leadoff hitter, Austin Carrillo, to drive in these runs.
Carrillo is first time up. Grounded out to the first baseman. Austin Carrillo, we mentioned his successful season on the year. He has 10 runs batted in. 11th and 12th are on the base paths if Carrillo can manage to bring them home. Takes the first pitch ball below the zone. Count 1-0. Beckel has been good with his location. Not much of a risk for a wild pitch unless something out of the ordinary happens. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't, says the second base umpire. The count 2-0 on a breaking ball that ended up right below the zone. So Carrillo now, a different tune than the first inning where he saw 4 pitches and got behind in the count. Now Carrillo quickly ahead in the count. He's walked 13 times this year. The 2-0. Carrillo does not go. Elevated fastball above the letters. 3 balls, no strikes to Austin Carrillo. Hunter Call is standing in the on-deck circle if Carrillo does get on via a walk. TJ Foreman at second. JT Naviak on third. The Oaks lead 2-0. Brandon Beckel has not given up more than 2 earned runs this season, and he lets Austin Carrillo go on 4 straight balls. That pitch missed the glove on the opposite side of the plate where Jared Thomas wanted it. He wanted an outside fastball. It ended up being an inside fastball. So the bases are juiced with 2 outs. Hunter Call at the plate with an opportunity to drive in a few runs for the Oaks. And if you just watched yesterday's game, then Hunter Call is probably the man that you want at the plate. He raised his batting average yesterday by just about 50 points. Below the Mendoza line on the season headed into yesterday. Now batting .244 on the year. And as we mentioned in the first inning, that on-base percentage, it is electric. First pitch, check swing. Did he go around the appeal? Yes, he did. So it's a first pitch strike on a breaking ball that can't call. The count 0-1. Call walked his first time up on 5 pitches. So 3 walks in the last 2 days for Hunter Call. Carrillo at first. Foreman at second. Naviak on third. Call looks at a strike. The count 0-2. Hunter Call has gone down looking a few times this season. That's one of the that's one of the 16 strikeouts he's had on the year. Most notable strikeout looking came right back here at Santa Barbara in his last at-bat on Sunday. Check swing, doesn't go around, but gets rung up looking, so the bases are left loaded. No runs come around in the inning, and Brandon Beckel salvages a 2-0 deficit for the Foresters. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Cody Adcock still with the lead on the Oaks live stream. Back in the bottom of the second inning, Cody Adcock went 1-2-3 in the first. The same mission here in the second inning. He'd have to do it against Steven Zobak, Jared Thomas, and Jack Rydell. Zobak leading off the inning, batting .316 on the season. First pitch from Adcock. Misses outside, the count 1-0. Cody Adcock has been living on the outside part of the plate so far today, whether it be 4 balls or strikes. We saw it in the long at-bat to Andrew Cachel, in which he ended up punching him out on strikes. The 1-0. Sky fly ball into the outfield. Foreman trekking over, but it's going to be Sandoval who fields it in center. So the first out of the inning goes to Steven Zobak. Not quite as easy as it was to Seth Stevenson, but pretty close. 2 pitches instead of 1 to start out the second.
Yeah, and Adcock, he was so efficient. He got 3 outs on 7 pitches in the first and already got out number 4 on just the second pitch right here to Zobak. And, man, he's just been efficient, and he's been working and getting good contact on balls for his defense to field. Right there, Sandoval, not much work in the outfield.
Jared Thomas, batting .351 on the year. He has 20 hits in 57 at-bats this season. First pitch misses high and away. Count 1-0.
And that's really been where Adcock's been missing. He's been trying to pepper that outside part of the zone. Sometimes he is getting the call, sometimes he isn't, and right there, that one just missed.
Jared Thomas has 10 hits in his last 6 games as Adcock misses his own low, the count 2-0. That's a 6-game hitting streak for Jared Thomas. At the start of the streak, his batting average was .278. Now, batting average has jumped to .351. That's how good he's been over the last week. The 2-0. Adcock off-speed pitch misses outside, so quickly 3-0 to Jared Thomas. It's the first batter that Adcock has been significantly behind to. Started out with the first pitch ball to Zobak, but other than that, he's been ahead in every count that he's seen today. The 3-0 in the zone for a strike. Jared Thomas didn't like it. A fastball that was on the inside part of the plate. Adcock was riding on the outside half. Then mixes it up going inside on the 3-0 pitch. Had the batters geared one way, then came back the other. That's why Adcock has been so electric this season on the hill. The 3-1. Inside, misses the zone, and Jared Thomas, a 5-pitch wonk. He tried to go back to that inside half, but just brushed him back too much to allow his first base runner.
Yeah, and that at-bat was probably the poorest at-bat for Adcock so far, and he just got behind 3-0. Did get a strike on the 3-0 count, but after that, just had a pitch barely inside. It was a close call. The umpire, he saw that it was a little bit too inside, and because of that, Thomas is at first base. Adcock has his first base runner to work with.
Jack Rydell, he's batting .281 on the season. Runner on first base, Cody Adcock facing off against the right-hander in Rydell. Pickoff over to first, back in safely is Jared Thomas. Wasn't back in easily, had to dive back to the bag to prevent being picked off. Rydell, he's gotten a hit in each of his last 4 games, but just 1 solo hit in those games. First pitch strike to Rydell, the count 0-1. Rydell this season, he has 25 hits compared to 21 strikeouts. Not a power hitter, but he does have a few home runs to his name this season.
He hit 1 against the Oaks in the first time these two teams played.
Those 2 home runs are 2 of his 5 extra base hits on the season. Time called. Home plate umpire calls it as Adcock was staring in too long for the umpire's liking. Adcock in the first inning, he only threw 7 pitches. He's already thrown 8 here in the second. Even though he got out the first batter in Zobak quickly, 5-pitch walk to Jared Thomas. Leaves the runner on first base for Jack Rydell. The 0-1, foul tip into the glove of Suji, the count 0-2. So Jack Rydell, he struck out 21 times this year, trying not to go down for the 22nd. Cody Adcock, he had 30 strikeouts headed into the day, 31 with the strikeout in the first inning. He strikes out on average more than a batter per inning. Pickoff back to first. Short hop Bobo able to keep it from careening back to the cage. So count still 0-2. Nice pick defensively from Brendan Bobo. Cody Adcock's whip on the season is exactly 1. He gives up just around 1 hit or walk in per his innings pitched. The 0-2. Adcock right down the middle on the outside part of the plate. So the people at Santa Barbara don't like it. We are sitting at a little bit of an angle, so we can't speak for how close it was to the zone, but regardless, it's Cody Adcock's second strikeout of the day on 3 pitches to sit down his second batter of the inning.
That was just a great at-bat for Adcock. He was also concerned with the runner at first and Thomas, so he picked off a couple of times, then went towards the dish. Rydell, he was just guessing from the get-go, had a check swing on his first swing, the first pitch to him.
Carson Wells, first pitch to him in their first strike, the count 0-1.
And then Adcock just battled back-to-back strikes, got Rydell on a foul tip, and then one where he got him looking. And it was a great 3-pitch at-bat for Adcock for his second strikeout of the day.
Wells batting below the Mendoza line on the season, just 196. Pickoff back to first, back in safely is Thomas. Another right-hander in the lineup for Santa Barbara. We see a lot of them. Excuse me, another left-hander in the lineup. We've seen 3 consecutive left-handers now. Adcock nods to the dish. Foul ball on the count 0-2. Carson Wells quickly behind. So after that 5-pitch walk to Jared Thomas, that's been the only blip on the record for Cody Adcock so far today. 19 strikeouts on the season for Carson Wells. His most recent came in the most recent game for Orange County, against Orange County, excuse me, where he did strike out in his only at-bat of the day. The 0-2 misses outside, the count 1-2. Adcock trying to paint that outside part of the zone where he's been living all day long. Right there, just ran a little bit off the plate. He wasn't going to get back-to-back strikeout-looking calls on pitches on the outside. Wells only has 11 hits on the season. He had 2 hits in the most recent appearance against the Oaks, as well as a run batted in. A gapper has a potential to score Jared Thomas, who's on first base. The 1-2 does not go. Pitch high and away. The count 2-2. On deck is Max McGuire, and the hole is Ethan Bates if the bat does get passed to them. But right now it's the Southern California product in Carson Wells. Facing off against some SEC competition. The 2-2, swing and a miss. Cody Adcock gets off the hill. Back-to-back strikeouts, his third of the day, and the Oaks still lead 2-0. Top of the third we go when we come back on the Oaks live stream. Brendan Bobo leading off the top of the third inning for the Oaks. His last time up, he drove in the only 2 runs of the day. First pitch swinging again. This one bounced foul outside of the ground at third base. First pitch swinging worked for him the first time up. Skied one over the right field wall. Might have to check on our bus in right field. Any damages? This one bounced to first base. Max McGuire makes the squeeze inside of the first base bag, says the first base umpire. And Brendan Bobo is retired for the first time today for the first out of the third inning.
And Bobo was just swinging early there. First time, like you said, sent it over the right field fence. That time, foul tip the first time, and then a soft little ground ball right to McGuire, his second 3 unassisted play of the day.
Raul Sandoval struck out on 3 straight pitches his last time up. It's the 32nd strikeout of the year for Raul, and Beckel goes right back into the strike zone, the count 0-1. Sandoval in the season batting .172 with a .274 on-base percentage. The 0-1 misses low, count 1-1. Beckel, he's been doing a good job of locating the strike zone, and the Oaks, they've noticed that. They've been trying to jump on him early, swinging early in counts. The 1-1, Sandoval swing and a miss. Outside half of the plate, Sandoval can't cover the entire dish, and the count is 1-2. Brandon Beckel, he already has 3 strikeouts today. Already 1 against Raul, and he picks up his 4th. Sandoval, a swing and a miss. The second time Raul has gone down swinging.
And Sandoval was just swinging at another ball that was low in the zone. Same pitch selection from Beckel we saw in the first at-bat to Sandoval. He was chasing and chased again right there. And back-to-back Ks for Raul as his hitting struggles all season have continued, especially as of late.
Greg Melhoff, he was first pitch swinging. The first time that's been unsuccessful for the Oaks. This time he watches the first pitch for a strike. His first time up, grounded out to second base, trying to attack early. The 0-1 watches it, missed low and away, the count 1-1. So Greg Melhoff, he was the only Oak that did not get on base yesterday. The 1-1, Melhoff watches a breaking ball fall right in at the knees for a strike, the count 1-2. Yesterday, Melhoff started off his day grounding into an inning-ending double play, then flew out, and then 3 consecutive strikeouts ended his day against Academy. The 1-2, this one skied high in foul territory. Rydell chasing in left field and going to watch it drop too far away for Rydell or Tanner Otremba to converge on it. So the count's still 1-2 to Greg Melhoff.
And that ball just kept on carrying and carrying towards the wall. And Melhoff, he fouled it off. He was behind on it. He has a 1-2 count. We saw him battle yesterday. And now here he's going to have to battle again. He had a 1-2 count where he worked an 8-pitch at bat that he was unsuccessful. Now a 1-2 count again, fouls off a pitch. And maybe we'll see another 8-pitch battle here from Melhoff.
Greg Melhoff over his last 8 at the plate, trying to get a hit. Watches a ball, miss low and inside, the count 2-2. The last hit Melhoff got, it was a inning starting triple, but he ended up being thrown out at the plate as Brendan Bobo flew out into shallow center field, and the throw from Julian Boyd doubled him up. The 2-2, this one misses inside, squirts away from the catcher in Thomas, but no one on base can't advance on the pitch that gets away. So the count is run full. Melhoff, he's worked from down 1-2 to now a full count. Brandon Beckel trying not to walk his third batter day. He walked Carrillo in the second inning and Hunter Call in the first. The full count. Breaking ball. Melhoff stays alive. Fouls it straight into the screen. The count still 3-2. Good battle from Greg Melhoff to continue to keep this at-bat in third inning going.
And my prediction was right. We are going to see an 8-pitch at-bat, maybe even further, as this one's already going to have the 8th pitch of the at-bat here.
The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Greg Melhoff goes down swinging. The second consecutive for Beckel is his 5th of the day. The Oaks still lead 2-0. We head to the bottom of the third on the Oaks live stream on YouTube. Bottom three, Ryan Milano and Knight Uretsky. We're here with you at the Santa Barbara Foresters home field, Pershing Park. 8-9-1 set to face off against Cody Adcock in the third. That's Max McGuire, Ethan Bates, and then Seth Stevenson. McGuire, the son of Mark McGuire. First pitch into him. Fouled off, out of play. Goes back towards the bathrooms, the count 0-1. McGuire batting .050 on the season. That is .050 as his batting average, at least in conference play. This one grounded to third off the hands of Melhoff, and that is going to be a hit for Max McGuire. Could be credited as an error as well. Knight, what do you say?
I think that should be an error. It went off of Melhoff's left arm. It should have been fielded. I think it's an error at third.
All right, an error by Greg Melhoff. So the usually sure-handed Melhoff picks up the first error of the inning and the first error of the day for either team to leave Max McGuire on first base. Ethan Bates, the 9-hole hitter, now going to face off against Adcock. Bates, he bats .208 on the season. He squares to bunt, foul ball straight back. Max McGuire was going, but the count is 0-1 with the runner having to retreat back to first base. Bates this season, he has 3 doubles and 1 home run. 2 of those doubles have come in his last 4 games. He had a double against the Blues on July 21st and a double against the Ventura Pirates. So he's been starting to improve that slugging percentage as of late. He squares the bunt. The ball gets away from Suji. Runner advances to second base. That's McGuire. So the count 1-1 and a runner in scoring position.
And here the scorers are going to credit McGuire with a single. So should we count it as a single?
We should count it as a single. We should do what the scorers tell us to do. We're not the official scorekeepers. So McGuire, the error changed to an infield single for him. That'll certainly help his .050 batting average. So the count 1-1 to Ethan Bates. The last time Ethan Bates faced off against the Oaks, he saw just 1 at-bat, didn't get a hit. Foul ball, count 1-2. So Adcock, he struck out 3 batters so far through the first 2 innings. Now a runner threatening in scoring position after he gave up his first hit of the day to McGuire. Adcock set, checks the runner. Naviak bails out. The 1-2, bouncing ball up the middle. JT Naviak fields it, throws to first. It's in time. So Bates grounds out, but McGuire now 90 feet from home as the lineup turns over.
Yeah, that ground out by Bates was something that he needed to do with nobody out. With you runner at second, you just need to advance that runner at least to third. Does get the ground out. It isn't out for the Foresters, but he does his job. It advances McGuire to third, and now the Foresters, they have a runner 90 feet away, like you said, in a 2-1 game. They're trying to score some runs right here, and that's an efficient play by Bates to at least ground out and advance the runner.
Their leadoff hitter, Seth Stevenson, he's batting just .185 on the season. He arrived to the team a little bit late. First pitch to him, in there for a strike, the count 0-1. Stevenson's only appeared in 7 games for the Foresters. The first one was against the Oaks on July 20th. He's played in every CCL game since. All of them have been wins for Santa Barbara, so maybe he's the winning touch. The 0-1 pitch misses inside, the count 1-1. Stevenson, one of the few righties we've seen so far in the lineup. Stevenson goes to the University of Tennessee. His main asset is his speed. The 1-1 misses high. The count 2-1. Runner at third is Max McGuire. Melhoff not paying him much attention down the third base line. Two one. Bouncing ball to second base. That's going to score a run. Cabral throws to first, and this game is 2-1 after the RBI ground out from Seth Stevenson.
And that's just efficient hitting for the Foresters. Although it's a ground out, like we saw from Bates, they had the runner at second and McGuire after the pass ball. Back-to-back ground outs, advances the runner to third, and then advances the runner to come in and score the first run of the day for the Foresters. And, you know, with 2 outs now, nobody out, Adcock, he just needs to focus on this new batter in Cachel. But 1 run comes in for the Foresters, efficient hitting.
Swing and a miss to start off the at-bat from Andrew Cachel, the count 0-1. His first time up, Cachel, he struck out on 5 pitches. That was the first strikeout for Adcock of the day since he's had 2 more to his total. The 0-1 check swing. Strike called on the pitch. Quickly down 0-2 is Cachel, who's now a strike away from striking out for the second time today. His first time up, that was his 23rd strikeout of the season. Swing and a miss, his 24th, the 4th strikeout of the day for Adcock. He gets out of the inning, but not after the Foresters get 1 back after the leadoff infield single from Max McGuire. He came around to score. The score is 2-1. We head to the 4th inning on the Oaks live stream. Back here for the top of the 4th inning, Knight. It's your turn for play-by-play.
Thank you, Ryan. So, JT Naviak, TJ Foreman, and Caden Suji all coming up for the second time today. They're facing off against Brandon Beckel, who gave up 2 runs in the first inning. Both of those runs coming in on the 2-run shot by Brendan Bobo. Since then, he's been efficient. All of his innings, he's only thrown 14 pitches, 42 total. 43 now as the first pitch to Naviak is called a strike. 0-1 the count. Naviak 1 for 1 today. Had the single in the second. It was followed by TJ Foreman's double as pitch misses. Count even 1-1. That advanced him to third, but he was left stranded there. The Oaks couldn't get a hit with 2 runners in scoring position. Naviak now bounces a dribbler to the third baseman, Rydell, who throws across the diamond and gets Naviak at first. A ground out to Rydell, and 1 is gone.
And Naviak got a really poor start out of the box right there. It seemed like he looked that ball down, thought it was going to go foul. And if he's running hard out of the box, it's a very tough play for Jack Rydell and one that Naviak might beat out. He still almost got beat out by a step, by only a step on that play, even after the slow start out of the box. So running straight out of the box, I think that he might be aboard first.
So a 1 for 2 day from Naviak now, and now TJ Foreman, the right fielder, facing off against Beckel. He'll swing at the first pitch like he did in the second. That one grounds foul. 0-1 the count. Similar to Naviak. Naviak, he swung at the first pitch in his second at bat. just like he swung at the first pitch in his first at-bat, fouled it off, and now 0-1 the count to Foreman. Pitch in, called for a strike at the knees, and now Foreman gets down 0-2. Foreman, that was his 26th hit of the year, was that double in the second. Swings and misses at the third pitch to him, and 3 pitch at bats for Naviak and Foreman. 6 pitches, 2 outs for Beckel.
And that was a filthy off-speed pitch from Beckel right there. Started in the zone, dove out of the zone. I'm not sure if it was a slider or a curve or a changeup based on the angle that we're sitting at, but it just was a nasty off-speed pitch that absolutely fooled TJ Foreman.
5th strikeout of the day for Beckel, 3rd in the last 4 batters. Up to the plate now, Caden Suji with 2 outs, nobody on. First pitch to him, called for a strike. 0-1 to Suji. Suji first came up with Foreman and Naviak both in scoring position. He was the first batter to face off against Beckel with nobody out. Grounded it to Jack Rydell. No runners advanced, and Suji was out at first. Beckel now spikes a ball in. Count even 1-1.
So after the Oaks, in the first inning, scored 2 runs. In the second inning, had the bases loaded. Beckel's gotten out all 5 batters that he's faced in the 3rd and 4th inning. He's bounced back very nicely.
This one by Suji's grounded up the middle, fielded by Stevenson. The throw across the diamond, and the play is made. Another 1-2-3 inning for Beckel as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning after the ground out by Suji. You were listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano. 1-0 the count to him here. The pitch. This one's grounded towards Naviak at shortstop. An awkward hop. He fields it off the bobble, and the throw to first is in time. And Otremba's retired for the 2nd time to Naviak. 2 pitches here. Only 35 pitches coming into the inning for Adcock. Now 37 after the 2 pitch at bat to Otremba. But Naviak, he fields a ball that had an awkward hop. He had a little bit of a bobble after he fielded it. Able to contain it, throw to first, and get Otremba, the left fielder. And now 1 is gone with nobody on for Steven Zobak. First pitch to Zobak, called a strike. 0-1 the count. Zobak, he saw 2 pitches in the second. First one, it was a ball. The second one, he flew out to Raul Sandoval. And now, the second pitch to him. He looks at it. It's called a strike. You can hear the fans here in Santa Barbara not like that call, but the umpire calls it a strike at the knees. 0-2 the count quickly to Zobak.
And that was one of the more favorable calls that Cody Adcock has gotten on the day. It was right at the knees. It could have gone either way. But he's just been so efficient on painting the outside part of the zone.
The 0-2 got him looking. Zobak almost chucks his bat. Does not. He contains his anger. But
He contains the anger. The Santa Barbara fans don't.
Yeah, 3-pitch strikeout, 2 close calls, 1 on the second strike and definitely 1 on the third. Zobak was mad. Doesn't matter. 5 pitches in the inning, 2 outs for Adcock as he's working through the Foresters.
That's his 5th strikeout of the day in just 4 2/3 innings. Or excuse me, 3 2/3 innings.
First pitch to Jared Thomas. He swings at, skies it high, but slicing foul. It goes foul. 0-1 the count. If that ball is about 15 yards, potentially fair. Now 0-1 the count to Thomas. He was the first runner of the day for the Foresters to reach. That was a 5-pitch at bat that he got ahead 3-0 to Adcock. Adcock fired back with the strike on the 3-0 count. Then Thomas looked at a pitch inside, and he took his free trip to first. Now looks a pitch. It's away. Count even 1-1 to Thomas. Adcock so far, 7 pitches in the first, 15 pitches in the second, 13 pitches in the third, and now has 2 outs after 7 pitches here in the fourth. Thomas going to slice one the other way. Naviak coming over. He can't field it cleanly, and Thomas is aboard with an infield single.
So 2 hits on the day for Santa Barbara. Neither of them have left the infield.
Naviak was charging in. It was a slow dribbler towards the left side. Thomas didn't get the best barrel on that. Naviak had a little bit of trouble as the ball kept slicing, and over to first now is Thomas. So, second hit, like you said, both of them haven't left the infield. 2 outs for the Foresters. First pitch to Jack Rydell, he looks at. It's called the ball. 1-0 the count. Rydell, he looked at the third pitch to him in the second. It was called the strike, and he was sent down looking after 2 previous pitches were strikes. 1 called and 1 foul tipped. Now Rydell swings. This one's fouled away. Count even 1-1 to Jack Rydell. Rydell this season batting .280 on the year, 2 home runs with 14 RBIs. Has 25 hits for the season and the 89 plate appearances. That's how you get the .280 batting average. Now looking for hit number 26 to extend the inning. Adcock fires back to first. In there safely is Thomas. Saw this a lot from Adcock in the second. Thomas got aboard. Adcock kept a close eye on Thomas at first. Threw over about 3 times.
Well, you see how much extra bases counts where the pass ball allowed for Max McGuire to get to second, and then just 2 consecutive outs allowed for him to come around to score. So keeping runner at first is vitally important.
Adcock throws back to first again, and there safely is Thomas. And it definitely is crucial. But here, 2 outs. Thomas at first. 1-1 the count to Rydell. 0 for 1 today is Rydell. And Adcock on the mound. The 1-1 pitch. Rydell drives one towards the outfield, moving over as Foreman. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. So Thomas aboard on the infield single, but other than that, Adcock's efficient. Only 11 pitches in the inning. We head to the 5th. The Oaks, they're still up by 1. It's 2-1. You are listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you. Top of the 5th inning. The Oaks, they're still up by 1. It's 2-1. Brendan Bobo, a 2-run shot in the first. That's been the only scoring of the day for the Conejo Oaks. Brandon Beckel, he's been impressive. 3 straight scoreless innings, including a 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning, last inning in the 4th. Daniel Cabral half swings at the first pitch to him. It's foul tipped off the bat. Bounces close to us, 0-1 the count.
Good shot of Austin Carrillo right there, getting to pick up the ball.
An absolute beaut. 0-1 the count to Daniel Cabral.
Very photogenic.
Pitch misses. 1-1 to Cabral.
Surprised he didn't pose for us.
Daniel Cabral today, his first time up in the 2nd. He struck out looking. That was on 3 straight pitches. Now a 1-1 count here in the 5th. Cabral swings. This one's going to be fouled off again. First base side that one was. And now 1-2 the count to Daniel Cabral. Only 2 hits on the year for Cabral. 2 for 19 in his plate appearances. Does have 2 RBIs, though. The 1-2 bounces in. Count even now 2-2 to Daniel Cabral. Beckel today has been living in the strike zone. 38 strikes, only 17 balls. But now has a 2-2 count. The pitch in to Cabral. That one brushes him back inside, and now Cabral, after the 3-pitch strikeout on the 2nd, he has a full count here in the 5th as he's leading it off.
And Cabral, he has more walks than he does hits this season. He's been effective when he's been able to work counts and get aboard in other ways.
The payoff pitch. Cabral grounds it to the shortstop Stevenson. He picks it up, takes a couple of hops, throw over to first in time, and Cabral's retired for the first out here in the 5th.
And you can't let a pitch go if it's going to be in the zone. So even though Cabral has been effective getting aboard with his batter's eye, he worked the count enough to know that he was going to see a strike, or at least that the pitcher needed to throw a strike. But ultimately, just a ground ball to shortstop.
It's now top of the order after the 9-hole hitter and Cabral grounds out to Stevenson. Austin Carrillo, the leadoff hitter, up for the 3rd time today. Hunter Call on deck. 1 out, nobody on here in the 5th. First pitch to Carrillo. He shows bunt pulled back. The pitch was low. 1-0 the count. Carrillo today 0 for 1, but does have a walk. That walk came in his last at bat in the 2nd. It was a 4-pitch walk to him. In the first, though, he grounded out to the first baseman, Max McGuire, and that was the first out of the game. Looks at the 2nd pitch to him. It bounces in, and now Carrillo, he's seen 6 straight balls if you include the 2nd inning's 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, and Austin Carrillo is very intimidating in the box, and I'd be intimidated too if I was going against Austin Carrillo. Someone that bats over 400 when he plays at Cal Lutheran, someone that's been on an absolute tear as of late in the CCO. He's a dangerous hitter.
Carrillo looks at a pitch. That one's called a strike, so that breaks a 6-ball streak from Beckel to Carrillo, and now 2-1 the count. Carrillo this season batting .300, 21 hits on the year. Looking for number 22 here. The 2-1 to him. Looks at, it's called the ball. And now 3-1 the count to Carrillo. A patient hitter for the Oaks, Carrillo is. Walks a lot. Now has a 3-1 count here. Could have his 2nd walk of the game.
He has 14 walks this season.
The 3-1 pitch. Bounces in. Carrillo's aboard for the 2nd time. It gets past Thomas. Carrillo's booking it to first. Takes a round around first and then stops there. Thomas was looking for the ball in a hurry. Nevertheless, Carrillo, a 5-pitch at bat, a walk, and he's at first with 1 out.
And a very successful at bat for Austin Carrillo. A really good job in order to work the count, not give any extra strikes. And if they're going to give you first base, take first base.
So both the batters in this inning have had long at-bats. Cabral, a 6-pitch at-bat, and now Carrillo, a 5-pitch at-bat. So 11 pitches so far for Beckel, who's not thrown more than 14 pitches in an inning. Hunter Call at the plate now, with Carrillo on first, 1 out. First pitch to Call. Looks at, called a strike, 0-1 the count.
And so Hunter Cawley's been just watching a lot of pitches today. Walked on 5 pitches in the first, and then struck out looking on 3 consecutive pitches in the second.
Yes.
So he's looked at a lot of pitches. He starts out his at-bat here looking at another pitch.
The 0-1 to call. This one's grounded towards the left side. Stevenson, the shortstop, fields it. Doesn't have a play at second. He throws to first. Call beats out the throw, and now 2 men are aboard for the Oaks.
An infield single for Hunter Call, and that's a really good job right there by Hunter Call. A bouncing ball in the infield he knew was going to be a tough play for Seth Stevenson. Gets down the line in a hurry, and now 2 Oaks are on with 1 out in the inning and the heart of the lineup coming up.
Call has speed, beat out the throw from Stevenson. It was a nice play by Carrillo, too, to get the extra jump towards second. Stevenson looked towards second initially, didn't have the play there because Carrillo had the speed to get there at second. And because of that, he had to hesitate for a second. Call beats the throw at first. And now with 1 out, 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position, Brendan Bobo with the only 2 runs RBIs towards his name. And the first pitch to him misses 1-0. Bobo doesn't swing at the first pitch to him here, as the pitch missed outside, but did swing at the first pitch in each of his previous 2 at-bats. His last at-bat, he fouled it off before grounding out to the first baseman. 1-0 the count to him here. Swings at the second pitch, counts even 1-1 after he fouls it back to the backstop. Count is even.
Carrillo, he's playing a little bit of cat and mouse at second base right now. Beckel is paying a lot of attention to him, but neither Stevenson nor Cachel are holding Carrillo on very closely. So Carrillo, he can dance back and forth on that second base bag, try to get in the head of Beckel.
Brendan Bobo, the power hitter for the Oaks, the 3-hole hitter with a chance to drive in another run. The 1-1 pitch, swings at a ball, bouncing in. It gets past Thomas, heading over to third is Carrillo, over to second is Call. But now Bobo, a 1-2 count after he golfs at a pitch in the dirt.
And so now another time the Oaks, they have runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs in an inning. They had the bases loaded in the second with runners on second and third with no one down. Now runners on second and third with 1 down. It's important Brendan Bobo at least advances the runners here. A fly ball will do it. A hit will do it. One of the 2 outcomes needs to be had if Brendan Bobo is going to drive in the run. Even a ground ball to the right side of the infield will probably do it.
1-2 the count. 1 out. 2 runners in scoring position for the Oaks. Brendan Bobo at the plate. The pitch. Bobo golfs at it, but it's foul. And we'll do the 1-2 again.
And a good job staying alive from Brendan Bobo right there. Pitch low in the zone. There's been a few calls by the home plate umpires so far today that have called pitches right around those knees. Brendan Bobo makes sure he's not going to go down looking, lives to see another pitch. Going down by strikes is the absolute worst scenario right now if you are Brendan Bobo.
So we'll do the 1-2 again after the foul off by Bobo. The pitch in. Bobo swings at it. It's popped up in foul territory. That one's going to get out of play, and Bobo stays alive again. Back-to-back foul offs with 2 pitches. 5 pitches in the at-bat. 6th one incoming to Brendan Bobo.
And where Beckel's been so good keeping his pitch count low in the first few innings, his pitch count's starting to rise here. He's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. 6 to Cabral, 5 to Carrillo. He's thrown 5 already to Brendan Bobo.
Longest inning so far for Beckel. 6th pitch of the at-bat incoming to Brendan Bobo. A 1-2 count with 2 runners in scoring position and 1 out. The pitch in. He golfs at a pitch in the dirt. It's going to get past Thomas. Coming in to score is Carrillo. Call over to third. Bobo to first safely on a drop third strike play. And now, still 1 out and runners at the corners.
And a 3-1 game. It's a great job in order to advance on aggressive base running. Be ready when the name is called upon. Be ready when the ball gets away from the catcher. Carrillo was. Bobo was as well. It's just as good of a hit, a drop third strike in that scenario. And it leaves runners on the corners, and it prompts a mound visit.
So that was the 7th strikeout of the day for Brandon Beckel. Unfortunately for him, it got past the catcher, Thomas. Bobo headed to first. He's aboard safely after the drop third strike play after he golfed at a pitch that bounced before the plate. Did that a couple of times in that bat, including one that Hunter Call and Austin Carrillo advanced from second and first to third and second. And now Bobo to first, 1 out. Call at third. And the Oaks, they add another run. It's 3-1. I believe that's Bobo's considered third RBI.
Yes, that is counted as an RBI. Is all 3 RBI of the day because batted the run in. He got to first base. Carrillo came around to score. It's a run batted in for Brendan Bobo. So all 3 runs batted in on the day credited to Brendan Bobo. He already had the team lead with 26 headed into the day. Now he has 29. The next closest Oak is TJ Foreman with 13. So just absolutely lapping the rest of the field is Brendan Bobo in terms of runs batted in.
So now Raul Sandoval comes up to the plate. Call at third, Bobo at first. 1 out, Beckel on the mound. First pitch into Sandoval, swings and misses at a ball low. And that's just been the story today for Raul Sandoval. Coming into this at-bat, he's 0 for 2 today. Both at-bats ended in strikeout swinging.
And he's just not covering the outside part of the plate right now. He's keeping his swing compact, which is great for mechanics, but he's just not able to get his bat head out on the outside part.
The 0-1 looks at, it's called a strike, and now Sandoval goes behind for the 3rd time today, 2nd time down 0-2.
And a runner on third in scoring position.
So Sandoval, he could have a ground out here. It could score a run with 1 out. But he has an 0-2 count. Batting 170 on the year, 15 hits and 88 at-bats. Crucial moment here in a 3-1 game. The pitch in. Sandoval stays alive by fouling off a pitch. We're going to do the 0-2 again. 4th pitch in coming.
And Raul Sandoval, he likes the pitch on the outside part of the plate, but he just hasn't made contact with it. He's swung and missed at a lot of pitches, but hasn't offered at many pitches that have stayed inside the zone. Every pitch that he's offered at has been outside of the zone, outside of that foul ball that he just skied out of play. Those stats courtesy of our scouting intern, Kyle Hirth.
So call at third, Bobo at first. Still 1 out. 0-2 the count to Raul Sandoval. The pitch as Bobo goes. Called for a strike. The throw down to second. Bobo tried to get him to throw it. They did. And they call out at the plate.
I'm confused by that. He originally called him safe.
Solis is now talking with him. Bobo was doing the smart thing, tried to steal second, then get him to throw down. Call then would book it home as they try to get out Bobo for the 3rd and final out as the Oaks would score a run. But
I'm very confused by what just happened. It looked like Hunter Call was called safe, and then the umpire called time and called him out. Nonetheless, only 1 run is going to come through in the inning. That run doesn't count.
So 1 run comes in. That's Austin Carrillo after he walked in and is able to advance all the way around the bases and score on the strikeout pass ball by Brendan Bobo. A wild game here in Santa Barbara. We head to the bottom of the inning. The Oaks, they're up by 2 again. It's 3-1 here on the Conejo Oaks live stream. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you. Bottom of the 5th inning. It was a very interesting play that ended the inning. We believe that Hunter Call was out at the plate, maybe due to interference, but we never got a clarification. But 3-1 the score. Call does not score. That would have been the 4th run of the day, but 3-1. Adcock still on the mound. First pitch, this one's grounded towards the left side. Naviak fields it, throws across the diamond, and Carson Wells is retired on the first pitch to him. And Adcock, another out on just one pitch.
Cody Adcock, he has been efficient so far today. 7 pitches in the first, 15 in the second, 13 in the third, and 11 in the fourth. Head into this inning, only 46 total pitches for Cody Adcock. That is an effective first 4 innings. He's trying to continue to roll. The Oaks need him to as well because this is a borderline must-win game for the Oaks. If they lose today, then they'd have to win out to be in playoff contention.
First pitch to McGuire, swing and a miss, 0-1 the count. So Adcock, that was his 47th pitch in the game, 48th with that one. Thrown 33 out of those 48 pitches for strikes. Fouled off by McGuire, and now 0-2 the count to McGuire, who had an infield single his first time up in the third. He came around to score after back-to-back groundouts after he advanced to second on a wild pitch. The only run of the day for the Foresters, now down 0-2, looking for a hit in his second at bat. The pitch from Adcock. Tried to get him to chase on a fastball high. McGuire held up. 1-2 the count now.
So let's talk a little bit about the standings. The Oaks, they're currently a half game behind Orange County. The Riptide don't play today, so if the Oaks win today, they're tied with Orange County for the final playoff spot.
Swing and a miss from McGuire. Adcock gets another batter to swing and miss. 2 outs in the inning on just 5 pitches. That, my friends, is Adcock's 6th strikeout of the day.
That's right, it's 6. So, if you look at the standings right now, if the Oaks win today, then it would come down largely to the game against Orange County that's coming up on Saturday. But if the Oaks lose today, then they'd have to win out and have Orange County lose out for them to have a chance. Because Orange County, they have an extra win right now in the win column. The Oaks are 12-14 in CCL play. The Riptide are 13-14.
First pitch from Bates missed. The second pitch to him, he swings and misses, and now the count's even from Adcock at 1-1.
So this right now, the most critical game of the season for the Oaks. If they win, they control their destiny. If they lose, they need a lot of help.
The 1-1 pitch spiked in by Adcock. That one just did not come out cleanly. Now 2-1 the count to Ethan Bates. Also happening right now, the Academy Barons, they're beating the Arroyo Seco Saints 2-1. Up in the north, you got the Lincoln Potters. They are beating the Solano Mudcats 9-0. Healdsburg, they won earlier today 3-0 against the Walnut Creek Crawdads. This one's fouled off by Bates. Count even 2-2.
So Bates, he saw 2 strikes his last time up, was able to fight and put one in play. Adcock, he's been effective with the strikeout stuff today. Something's got to give.
5th pitch of the at-bat incoming to Bates, a 2-2 count. Adcock, this will be his 10th pitch of the inning. The pitch into Bates. Fouled off, he's going to stay alive. The 11th pitch of the inning incoming, the 6th pitch of the at-bat to Bates.
And Ethan Bates, he doesn't strike out very often, only 10 strikeouts on the season, even less than that in CCL play. Those come in 48 at-bats this year.
Nobody on, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. This one's grounded foul. Bates is fouling off pitches, staying alive. Already 6 pitches, 7th pitch incoming. The Oaks, they're leading 3-1. 3 RBIs today for Brendan Bobo. 1 on a 2-run shot and 1 on a strikeout swinging that was a pass ball that advanced the runners. Bobo made it to first. Carrillo came in to score on the wild pitch. And now a 2-2 pitch to Bates. Swing and a miss. Adcock's fired up. You can hear him screaming, yeah. And that's how I'm feeling as we head to the 6th. Back-to-back strikeouts for Adcock. 7 strikeouts on the day. You're listening here on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you here. Top of the 6th inning. New pitcher on the mound. First pitch from the new pitcher. Misses to Melhoff. 1-0 the count.
It's Carson Lambert.
Carson Lambert, yeah. Carson Lambert started the first game for the Foresters against the Oaks. Melhoff, an 0-1 count. The pitch to him as he hits it towards left center field. Ranging back is Otremba. He makes the catch as he's running, and Melhoff's retired on a fly out to left.
And right there, it's one of the hardest hit balls that we've seen from Greg Melhoff as of late, but just doesn't have enough carry to get out of the yard.
So now 1 out in the 6th after the Melhoff fly out on the second pitch to him. Carson Lambert, the now new man on the mound for the Foresters. The product from USC, originally from Thousand Oaks area. First pitch to Naviak, swing and a miss, 0-1 the count to Naviak. Today, Naviak is 1 for 2. He had a single in the second on the first pitch to him. Then in the 4th, he grounded out. That was to the third baseman, Jack Rydell. And now, the 0-1 pitch to Naviak. This one's lined to right, chasing it as well as he dives. He can't make the play. Naviak's tapping on first, and he's just going to stay there after the ball went out of the glove of Bates. Excuse me, not Wells, but Bates in right field. Wells is normally the right fielder. Bates there, dove, went out of his glove. It was a tough play. Rolled a little bit, but Naviak aboard for the second time today.
Yeah, and that continues a really hot streak for JT Naviak. He's been seeing the ball well. He's been putting it where he needs to in the field, and he gets aboard once again. It's his second single of the day.
So a 2 for 3 day for Naviak now. It's his 23rd hit of the year, and now up to the plate is going to be TJ Foreman, the right fielder. Naviak in first after the 1-out single. 1 out, facing off against Carson Lambert. Pitch in to Foreman. He showed bunt. He pulled it back. It was called a strike. They backpicked Naviak. It was a close play with McGuire at first. They call him safe, but 0-1 the count to Foreman. Today, Foreman's had a double in his first at-bat, so 1 for 2 day after striking out in his last at-bat in the 4th. It was a double right down the third base line. The pitch in, Foreman lines it towards right. That's going to get down, and back-to-back hits from Naviak and Foreman for the second time today, and 2 runners are on for the Oaks with 1 out.
Yeah, this is reminding me a lot like the second inning. The Oaks, they couldn't scratch across any runs there. A little bit of a different scenario now. There's 1 out in the inning instead of no 1 out, but Foreman and Naviak doing their job, getting on base. It's now up to the bottom of the order to advance them and get them to come score.
So after Melhoff's fly out, back-to-back singles from Naviak and Foreman. Naviak at second, Foreman at first. 1 out. Carson Lambert, the new pitcher on the mound. On the season, Lambert, a .473 ERA and 13 1/3 innings pitched. 11 strikeouts on the year in those 13 1/3 innings. Has only gone 1 out here in the 6th. Oaks lead 3-1. Caden Suji at the plate. First pitch to him. He looks at it. It misses inside. Thomas had to run out of his catcher stance, catch the ball as it ran a little bit too inside on Suji. That arm side run from Lambert. And 1-0 the count to Suji. Saw Greg Melhoff have a 1-0 count, and then he hit the ball. Every batter so far has swung at the second pitch to him and put him in play in this inning. 8th pitch of the inning incoming from Lambert. The pitch into Suji. He puts it in play. This one's grounded to the third. Tapped on by Rydell. The throw across the diamond. A double play. And Lambert gets out of the inning after allowing back-to-back hits. Gets a ground out into a double play from Suji. And we head to the bottom of this inning. The Oaks, they're still up by 2. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano with you. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Oaks, they're still leading 3-1 the score. Cody Adcock still on the mound for the Oaks. He's been efficient, only 58 pitches so far. First pitch in this inning. It's a check swing.
He didn't go.
He didn't go, okay.
Call for a ball. This is the third time that the Foresters are seeing Adcock today, the third time through the order. It's typically when batters can really dial up a starting pitcher. It'll be very interesting to see how Adcock can battle through.
The 1-0 to Stevenson, looked at, misses outside. It was a fastball that ran away, and now 2-0 the count to Stevenson. Adcock had a 1-2-3 12-pitch inning in the 5th. That ended in back-to-back strikeouts from Max McGuire and Ethan Bates, the 8 and 9 hole hitters for the Foresters. Adcock was fired up after that, and now a 2-0 count to Stevenson. Off speed, catches his own outside. 2-1 the count now to the shortstop. Stevenson today, he had an RBI ground out his last at bat in the 3rd. Prior to that, he grounded out to the 3rd baseman in Melhoff to start the bottom of the 1st inning for the Foresters on the first pitch. Now, a 2-1 count. The pitch from Adcock. Stevenson fouls it off, and now the count's even 2-2. So after Adcock got down 2-0, Stevenson gets back-to-back pitches in the zone. One called for a strike, one he fouls off. Now the count's even.
And that was a really good breaking ball from Adcock right there. You could see Stevenson, he was dialed up for fastball, had to wait on it, and then just put a little bit of wood, fouled it straight back into the screen.
The Oaks, they had 2 runners on in the top of the inning. Then Caden Suji grounded into a 5-3 double play. The 2-2 now here in the bottom half of the inning. Check swing by Stevenson. He did not go. Adcock wanted it. The first base umpire said, no, sir. And now, full count to Seth Stevenson on a couple of close calls on check swings in this at bat. Both of them have gone Stevenson's way. A ball. And now, 6th pitch to the at bat coming. A full count pitch from Adcock. And the payoff pitch is on its way. This one's hit high in the air, foul territory. Melhoff, the 3rd baseman, giving chase. He gets the play, makes it on the run in foul territory, and Stevenson's retired for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, now one, it just stayed in the yard. It looked like it was ranging towards the Foresters' bullpen. It ended up coming back into the field to play, and ended up with Melhoff being able to range over in a large foul territory to getting out. The field conditions costing the Foresters right now in large foul territory. Typically, there's shorter foul territory at a lot of other parks that wouldn't be caught. Certainly at Cal Lutheran, that would have probably been out of play, but here, that's an out.
First pitch from Adcock to Andrew Cachel. That one's fouled away. 0-1 the count. Cachel today trying to have success from Adcock for the first time. Adcock, he's been the dominator in this matchup. 2 strikeouts, 1 on 3 pitches, and the last time these two faced off in the 3rd. The first one, it was a 2-2 count from Cachel, which he swung and missed. This one, he gives it a ride towards left field, going back his call at the track and makes the play, and 2 are gone on back-to-back flyouts.
I'm not sure if that's the correct call. There isn't really a track here at Santa Barbara. It's just all dirt, but it was right up against the wall. There's more of a hilly grass when you get to the fence.
Okay.
We were fielding batting practice, and
I caught my first 2 fly balls today.
Congratulations.
I don't know if you saw them.
I saw at least one of them.
Kyle Hirth, our scouting intern, he was so proud of me today. First pitch called a strike to Tanner Otremba, 0-1 the count.
And so today in batting practice, I was standing out in right field with Brent Jocks, and there is a small hill that we were standing on to get a better chance of robbing home runs.
The 0-1 to Otremba misses. The count even 1-1. The field here is at Pershing Park. That's in a city park in Santa Barbara. So the field, it's like a city park. You'll get that vibe. The 1-1, this one's fouled off by Otremba. Now the count 1-2. Otremba today, he's 0 for 2. A line out on a pitch he got jammed on. That was in the 1st inning. And then in the 4th, he led off the inning with a ground out to JT Naviak. So if you're the shortstop in Naviak, got to be careful. A 1-2 count to Otremba, and both the times he's put the ball in play, it's come towards him. The pitch from Adcock, this one's fouled off, and Otremba stays alive. 5th pitch incoming to Otremba with a 1-2 count.
And so Otremba, he soft lined out to JT Naviak in the first, grounded it out to Naviak in the fourth. Hasn't seen a deep at-bat here. This is the first one.
This one's grounded. It hits Adcock on the mound. He does a somersault. Naviak picks it up bare hands, throws it to first. In there safely is Otremba, and Adcock, he seems to be fine. He did a backward roll, and now Otremba aboard with 2 outs.
Yeah, and he did that in order to try to field the ball. He was falling off the mound in his usual motion where he follows through over to the first base side. And Coach Solis is going to take a trip to make sure he's okay. But Adcock then trying to field the ball, changes momentum, tried to stop it. And instead of when you change your momentum, usually you fall backwards, he flipped backwards and ended up kicking the ball. It was acrobatic. He's definitely one of the better athletes on the team.
Well,
in terms of pure
he can do a
athleticism.
backflip. That time he just did a backflip, but on the ground.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was intentional, but he certainly did it. And unfortunately for him, he gives up his 3rd hit of the day. Not a single one has left the infield.
That's crazy. We're pitching here in the 6th. Adcock so far, he's thrown 71 pitches on the game. In this inning, he's thrown 13 pitches.
Only 2 balls he's put in play right now have reached the outfield. It's been a fly out to TJ Foreman, and then 2 batters ago, the fly out to Hunter Call.
3.
Oh, and then the fly out to Raul Sandoval in center field to start out the 2nd inning.
Yep.
So 3.
So runner on first and Otremba, 2 outs. The first pitch from Adcock to Zobak is fouled away. 0-1 the count to Zobak. Adcock looking for that 3rd and final out here in the 6th as he's pitching here. He's been effective all day. He's only given up 1 run. That was in the 3rd inning after Max McGuire reached on an infield single. He advanced to second on a pass ball, and then back-to-back ground outs scored him. The 0-1 to Zobak, check swing. He did not go. The pitch missed, and now the count's even 1-1.
So Adcock, his pitch count is starting to rise a little bit. Already 14 here in this inning. The highest pitch count inning he's had so far is 15.
1-1 the count to Steven Zobak, the DH. The pitch in. Looked at, misses. Adcock doesn't get the favorable call. He had that pitch called a strike earlier a couple of times. But Zobak, he had that pitch called for a strike in his last at bat. That was in the 4th. Zobak looked at the 3rd and final pitch. It was a similar pitch to that one. It was called a strike. He was sent down on 3 pitches. The second pitch to him was also a similar pitch called for a strike. This one, Adcock tries to go low at the knees again, doesn't get the call, and Zobak, who was frustrated after that looking strikeout in the 4th, got to be a little bit happier here with a 3-1 count after back-to-back pitches near the knees are called for balls.
Yeah, and those pitches that were near the knees, we've seen be called for strikes on both sides today.
3-1 the count, runner on first in Tanner Otremba. 2 outs. Adcock fires back to first. Otremba in there safely. Bobo there with the tag. And now Adcock worrying about the batter in Zobak, the cleanup hitter for the Foresters. He's the tying run at the plate. The 3-1 pitch from Adcock. Looked at, called a strike to Zobak, and now the count's full. It's been a chess match in this at bat.
This is the first time we've seen a full count from Adcock in the 6th inning.
Yeah. Adcock, he's been effective.
That is rare. That is rare.
Adcock set. The payoff pitch. Zobak grounds it foul, and we're going to continue this chess match. The 7th pitch of the at-bat incoming. That was the 19th pitch of the inning from Adcock, the 20th one incoming. He had 7 pitches in the first, 15 pitches in the second, 13 pitches in the third, 11 pitches in the fourth, 12 pitches in the 5th, and now the 20th incoming to Zobak. Foul tipped. We're going to see pitch number 21 of the inning to Adcock. Back-to-back foul balls from Zobak with 2 strikes, and now still a full count with 2 outs.
And the longest at-bat of the game and the longest battle of the game awarded to Steven Zobak after he went down swinging early in his first 2 counts. 3 straight strikes and then 2-pitch flyout.
Zobak batting .315 on the year with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. The payoff pitch to him bounces in. Zobak's aboard. A runner in scoring position for the Foresters. The tying run at first base. And the Foresters still have a little bit of life. A 2-out rally of sorts for them here in the 6th.
Yeah, and it's important just to get 1 out, but unfortunately the man coming up is the only person that hasn't gotten out on the day for Santa Barbara. Jared Thomas reached base twice.
So Otremba over to second after he reached. That was on a single up the middle, and now Zobak, he reaches on a walk. Only 3 hits on the day for the Foresters, 6 hits for the Oaks, but the Oaks, they have 3 runs. Foresters only 1 run. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Adcock looking to get out of the jam. First pitch to Thomas, called a strike. 0-1 the count. You mentioned Thomas hasn't gotten out today. A single in his last at bat in the 4th. That's where he was left stranded. Then in the 2nd, he walked on 5 pitches. He was left stranded at first. So both times he's reached first base, but hasn't advanced any further than that. 0-1 the count to him here in the 6th. The pitch in from Adcock. Swing and a miss from Thomas, and now Adcock gets ahead 0-2.
And a filthy breaking ball right there from Cody Adcock. Jared Thomas was sitting fastball. Adcock went fastball a few times to end the at-bat to Zobak. Went fastball to start off the at-bat. And then right there, threw breaking ball. And Jared Thomas was the fool.
0-2 the count. Adcock has 7 strikeouts today. The pitch. As the runners go, pitch misses outside. Tsuji, the throw to third, not going to be in time. Otremba steals third. And over to second is Zobak. The tying run in scoring position for the Foresters here in the 6th.
That's a dangerous play right there from Caden Tsuji. The throw kind of took Greg Melhoff into the playing territory, whereas momentum was taking him the other direction. Cody Adcock right now, 2 strikes on the batter. Focus on the batter at hand and Jared Thomas.
1-2 the count to Jared Thomas, who's batting .350 on the year. 10 RBIs on the season. Looking for number 11 and 12 here to tie the game. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, 2-run game. A 1-2 count. Jared Thomas at the plate. The pitch from Adcock. That one runs away. Adcock had the arm side run on that one. And after starting ahead 0-2, Thomas works the count. He's going to see his 5th pitch of the at-bat, a 2-2 count.
And Adcock right there gave a late look to the runner at third base as he was starting his motion. The pitch, it ran towards the third base side. You wonder if that little look right before he came to the dish altered his focus and altered his location.
The pitch from Adcock bounces in. That's going to miss the zone. Coming in to score is Otremba. That's run number 2 for the Foresters, and now the tying run's 90 feet away. And a full count with 2 outs to Jared Thomas.
Yeah, so after getting up 0-2, 2 straight strikes, or 3 straight balls, excuse me, and a 1 pass ball results in a run scoring, that allows for Santa Barbara to get within 1 run. This game certainly isn't over. It's going to be competitive throughout, and Cody Adcock now needs to come up with a big out.
A 1-run game now. 1 runner still in scoring position for the Foresters. A full count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The payoff pitch from Adcock. Thomas gonna rope a single. That's down fair territory. Coming in to score now is Zobak. Heading to second is Thomas. And Thomas stays hot, and the Foresters, they tie it 3-3.
And so that's just a really good at-bat from Jared Thomas. Cody Adcock, he's given up 3 straight base runners after he got 2 outs in the inning, had 2 strikes to every single one, and just wasn't able to get out the infield single, and then the full count walk, as well as the full count double. Adcock now trying to get out of the inning, the bottom of the order. It's going to have to be the ones to sit down for Cody Adcock.
So Adcock, he only allowed 1 run in the first 5 innings. He's allowed 2 runs in this inning, 1 on a pass ball and 1 on an RBI double from Jared Thomas that knots it at 3. Thomas at second. He's the go-ahead run for the Foresters in scoring position. Jack Rydell at the plate. First pitch to the shortstop / third base and misses away. 1-0. Rydell, the shortstop at the beginning of the year, with the addition of Seth Stevenson, he's moved over to third, playing third base today. He's 0 for 2, though. A strikeout looking in the second, a fly out to TJ Foreman. That was in the fourth and ended the inning. 1-0 the count. The pitch from Adcock. Looked at, misses the zone at the knees. And now the count's 2-0 to Jack Rydell.
And that pitch right at the knees is a pitch that's just been called earlier in the game. It was just right at the knees over the heart of the plate. We've seen strikes like that throughout the entire game from both sides. It seems like the strike zone is squeezed.
Swing and a miss from Rydell, and now Adcock has a strike. 2-1 the count. Rydell on the season, batting .280 with 2 home runs and 14 RBIs. Has number 15 at second base if he gets a base hit. Adcock looking to escape this inning, just allowing the 2 runs. It's been a 2-out rally for the Foresters. 2-1, swing and a miss from Rydell. And Adcock, after starting behind 2-0, back-to-back swinging strikes from Rydell. And the count's even at 2-2. Naviak, the shortstop, holding in Thomas at second. Sun beginning to set here in Santa Barbara. A 6 p.m. game, now at 7:47 p.m. The 2-2 pitch to Rydell. This one's sliced the other way and just goes foul down the third base side. We're going to see another pitch to Rydell. 6 pitch incoming. And every at bat except for one in this inning has taken 5 pitches or more. Rydell broke his bat on that swing. So Rydell going to see another pitch, but it'll cost him about $300 with that new bat.
Maybe the Foresters supply some bats for these players.
You know, that's fair. Thomas at second after his 6-pitch battle with Adcock ended in a victory for the catcher. He hit the RBI double that scored Steven Zobak, who was at third. Rydell coming back to the plate. Suji, the catcher for the Oaks. 3-3 the score after the Foresters tied it up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th. A long inning for Adcock, trying to get out. 2-2 the count to Jack Rydell, the third baseman today. Jared Thomas, the catcher at second. The pitch from Adcock. Swing and a miss from Rydell on a half swing, and Adcock gets out of the inning. So a strikeout from Rydell ends it, but that's sandwiched in between 2 runs coming in to score on 2 hits, one by Jared Thomas and one by Tanner O'Tremba. We head to the 7th. We got a whole new game. We're tied 3-3. You're listening on the Conejo Oaks live stream on YouTube. Knight Uretsky, Ryan Milano. Ryan, you gave me a Oaks lead as you handed me play-by-play in the fourth. Now it's a tie game. Conclude this game, 3-3 the score.
Interesting transition night. Daniel Cabral leading off the top of the 7th inning for the Oaks. 9-1-2. Cabral, Carrillo, call. The killer sees in the order for the Oaks. First pitch inside, brushes back Cabral. The count 1-0. Carson Lambert still on the hill. His first inning, Lambert came in the 6th. He was effective, only 7 pitches to get 3 outs in that inning. Cabral checks his swing, doesn't go around. The pitch misses high and tight. Count 2-0 to Daniel Cabral.
It's actually 8 pitches. Each batter saw 2 pitches to him.
Cabral, his first time up, he struck out on 3 consecutive pitches. In the 5th, he ended the inning, started the inning. This one, foul tip, count 2-1. Started the inning with a full count ground out to the shortstop. So the count 2-1. Carson Lambert trying to continue to work his way through in a relief appearance. He has a 4.72 ERA on the season for Santa Barbara. The 2-1 catches the zone at the letters. The count is now 2-2. Lambert, in 13 1/3 innings pitched, he has 11 strikeouts this season, has walked only 5 batters, hasn't given up an earned run since July 9th. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Cabral goes down swinging, sees 3 straight strikes, and gives the first strikeout of the day to Carson Lambert.
Yeah, and Cabral's down on strikes for the second time today. Struck out looking in the second, and right there, swings and misses. 3 straight strikes, like you said, after starting 0-2, and that's just a poor at-bat from Cabral after getting ahead. You want to get the leadoff man aboard, but 3 straight strikes and a swinging strikeout. It's not an effective way to get runs back on the board after your team just surrendered a 3-1 lead.
Austin Carrillo comes to the plate, turning the lineup over. He's walked twice so far today in his last 2 at-bats. First pitch in at the knees for a strike. Count 0-1. The only time Carrillo hasn't reached base via base on balls was in the first inning. He grounded out to Max McGuire. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. The sun has just peeked behind the hill in left field. The 0-1 misses above the zone. The count is 1-1 to Austin Carrillo. Carrillo, one of the more effective batters on the team. Since Zach Gregory left the team, I would say that Carrillo is probably the front runner for best batter's eye.
Yeah, they're both very similar players, too.
The 1-1, Carrillo looks at it, it misses. High and away, the count 2-1.
They're both left fielders.
Both left fielders, both lefties, both tremendous batting eyes.
Both compact, small players. Smaller players. A little bit of speed. Very, very similar.
The 2-1, Carrillo looks at it. Inside third, catches the zone. The count 2-2. So Lambert, after going down 2-1 to another batter, has thrown another strike to work the count 2-2. Very similar bat to what happened with Daniel Cabral. To Cabral was 3 straight strikes. To Carrillo, he just needs 2. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, bouncing ball to Max McGuire, but outside of the first base bag. 2-2 will be done again. So Max McGuire is the first baseman for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Andrew Cachel at second. Seth Stevenson at short, and at third, it's Jack Rydell. Behind the dish, Jared Thomas. Carson Lambert on the mound, and then Bates, Wells, and Otremba from right to left in the outfield. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Game tied at 3. Austin Carrillo watches the third ball of the count miss high and away, and the count has run full. So Carrillo's already walked twice today. A pitch away from walking again. The payoff pitch. Carrillo skies it high, out of play. So Carrillo has battled already seen 8 pitches in this at-bat, about to see a 9th. about to see his 8th. He's already seen 7. No runners on. The Oaks, they've done a poor job with situational hitting today. In the 2nd inning, they left the bases loaded. They had runners on 2nd and 3rd with no outs, couldn't score them. In the 6th, they had runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 out, couldn't score them either. Carrillo, he reaches first base on a walk, so now a base runner on for the Oaks. 8-pitch at bat to Austin Carrillo, leads him with his 3rd walk of the day.
Yeah, and Carrillo, that was just a great at-bat. Battles with a couple of strikes, fouls off 2 pitches with 2 strikes, and gets the 3rd ball to be called. And then the 4th one right there, he looks at it, it's over his head and away. And there, it's a free trip to first. Carrillo, he's done it effectively and his last 3 at-bats. And a crucial moment here in the 7th. You have speed at first in Carrillo, and now Hunter Call at the plate. It's a big-time at-bat and a big-time inning for the Oaks.
Hunter Call so far today. Reached base twice. First pitch, Carrillo's running the throw down in time to get him. Jared Thomas shows off the gun. And after Carrillo works an 8-pitch battle to get on first base, it just takes 1 pitch for him to get caught stealing. Now no one on with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, and Carrillo right there, he just didn't get the best jump. He was over to second. Thomas, the throw was well before Carrillo was there, and because of that, there's 1 out, or excuse me, 2 outs, and just an unfortunate end after an 8-pitch at bat.
Hunter Call watches this pitch miss high. Count 2-0. So the pitch on the throwdown was a ball. Hunter Call now quickly ahead in the count. Last time up, he reached on a single. He was stranded at third base. A very weird play, as we believe Raul Sandoval, after being struck out, was caught for interference, as Call beat the throw in with his slide, but batter's interference was called, so Call's run didn't count. That would have broken the tie that we see right now as Call swings at the 2-0 pitch. It's 2-1. Lambert, he has been great so far in his last 3 appearances. Hasn't given up a run in 3 innings. 2 of those have come against the Oaks. Swing and a miss from Call. Elevated fastball out of the zone that he chases. The count is 2-2. So the first time against the Oaks, Lambert went 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 earned runs. That came all the way back on June 22nd. But in the 2 most recent appearances on July 20th and July 25th, Lambert, he has shut down the Oaks. The 2-2 Call, swing and a miss. 3 straight elevated fastballs, 3 straight pitches that Call chases for the 2nd strikeout of Lambert's day and the 2nd strikeout of Call's day. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. We come back. This game is not at 3 on the Oaks live stream. New pitcher on the mound here to start off the 7th inning. Nick Rinkover coming into relief of Cody Adcock. Adcock went 6 innings pitched, allowed 3 earned runs. 2 of them came in the last inning. He had a lot of strikeouts, struck out 7 batters in the game. Only allowed 1 hit that left the infield, 4 total, 2 walks to his name as well. First pitch, Rinkover gets a strike to Carson Wells, the count 0-1.
It was a good day for Adcock up until that last inning. He was so effective, but that last inning, 33 pitches. Prior to that, he had thrown every inning less than 15 pitches.
The 0-1 misses outside, the count 1-1 from Rinkover. Nick Rinkover has a 4.9 ERA on the season. 11 innings pitched. He struck out 16, walked 11. The 1-1 fought off, fouled into the Foresters' dugout. The count 1-2. Rinkover, he has 1 game that really inflated his ERA. That came on July 21st against the Orange County Riptide. In 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 earned runs. He has 9 games played. In the other 8, he's only given up 2 earned. Breaking ball skied high on the infield in foul territory. Caden Suji, he makes the play. First out of the inning. Looked a little reckless from Suji trying to get out of his stance and make it. He sort of stabbed at it, but kept it in the leather, kept it from touching the turf, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, it was an awkward catch, too. Just didn't look very natural from the catching position for him to make it, but nevertheless, 3-pitch at bat from Rinkover ends in a fly out to the catcher, and you got to be happy with that at bat from Rinkover. You throw a strike on the first pitch, and then 2 pitches later, you get your first out. It's a good start here in the 7th.
It's actually a 4-pitch at bat from Rinkover. Facing off against Max McGuire now. First pitch skied high, the count 1-0. McGuire, in the first time he came to the plate, led off the 3rd inning with an infield single. Then he managed to get to second base on a passed ball. Advanced on 2 groundouts. Coming around to score on the RBI groundout from Seth Stevenson. That was the first run of the game for the Foresters. He checks his swing here. Ball misses low, count 2-0. Last time up, he struck out on 4 pitches. So it's been 2 different times to the plate for Max McGuire today. The 2-0. Runs inside, the count 3-0. McGuire quickly ahead in the count. Rinkover, we mentioned his season total. He has a little bit of a propensity to walk batters. Quickly goes down 3-0 to Max McGuire. Bobo Cabral, Naviak, Melhoff, those are the men still on the infield. The 3-0, right into the glove of Caden Suji, the count 3-1. Outfield and right field is TJ Foreman, center Raul Sandoval, and in left is Hunter Call. Rinkover stares in the 3-1, skied high out of play. Straight back. Bunch of children running to try and grab the ball. The count 3-2. It's worked full. So Max McGuire now trying to not go down after going up 3-0. Rinkover's done a good job to battle his way back in the count. The payoff pitch just misses inside. So Max McGuire ends up reaching first base.
That's just tough right there for Rinkover. He battles back after going down 3-0, gets back-to-back strikes. You think maybe he can get this out, but instead, McGuire, he takes a pitch inside. It's called here in the 7th, and we saw what they could do with a runner on and 2 outs. Now they have a runner on and 1 out. It's a big inning right now. The Foresters, they just took the lead. They have a chance, the runner on, to potentially take the lead after tying the game. Ball to the gap could do that.
Ethan Bates, the 9-hole hitter, he comes to the plate. Time immediately called, a pinch runner coming in. That's number 14 coming in for Max McGuire at first base. Cade Higgins is the man who is pinch running. So Max McGuire's day is done. Rinkover communicating with his infield, talking to JT Naviak. A steal possibility here for Cade Higgins at first with the pinch run scenario. A left-handed Rinkover, wouldn't be surprised if he tested him with a pickoff back to first base. Goes to the dish, first pitch, misses low. Count 1-0. So a runner on first base, it's Cade Higgins after Max McGuire. Reached base on a full count walk. Pickoff over to first. Back in safely without a tag is Higgins. Ethan Bates so far today struck out in his last at-bat. That came on 7 pitches. The 1-0 misses low, the count 2-0. So Rinkover now trying to get Bates out for the 3rd time today. Outside of that strikeout in the 5th, he grounded out in the 3rd.
And Rinkover right now, he's just missing the zone. Out of the first 12 pitches he's thrown, 7 of them have been balls.
2-0 catches the zone for a strike, the count 2-1. The Foresters' batting average in games against the Oaks is actually lower than Conejo's. The Oaks batting .219 compared to the Foresters' .207 in the 5 games in which these two teams have squared off. But the on-base percentage significantly favors the Foresters as a pickoff back to first, not in time to get Higgins again. A .365 on-base percentage for Santa Barbara, where the Oaks, they have an on-base percentage just 2 ticks under 300 at .298.
And that's not surprising. I mean, even look at today's game. It's tied 3-3, but the Oaks, they have 2 more hits than the Foresters throughout the game. And right now, McGuire, who got aboard on a walk, is there.
Runner going, fly ball into left field, Call chasing it, gets to the line, he drops it on trying to dive to get it. A run's going to come around to score, and a RBI double for Ethan Bates. The Foresters have scored 3 unanswered runs. It's now 4-3.
And there you go. It's a hit for the Foresters. Talked about their low batting average against the Oaks, but the run that comes around to score, that was the runner Cade Higgins, who came in from McGuire after his walk, and because of that walk, put a runner on, and right there, Bates, he hits a ball that sliced the other way. Call, he dove for it, couldn't catch it, and because he couldn't catch it, it scores a run, and the Foresters, they take the lead here in the 7th.
Yeah, high-risk play from Hunter Call. If you dive and catch it, it's going to be a double play because Higgins was running on contact. He was in between 2nd and 3rd by the time that ball hit the ground. If you don't catch it, it's exactly what happened. Rinkover catches the runner in the middle of a pickle, back to second base in time to get him, so Cabral makes the tag, and no one on the base paths as Bates is quickly picked off. So now it's just 4-3 with 2 outs and no one on for Seth Stevenson.
And at least that's a good bounce back from Rinkover after allowing the double and the run. Gets the runner out on a pickoff. Bates, he was taken off before Rinkover threw. He went back to second, did a great thing and ran at the runner and then threw it towards second, got the play, but now nobody on.
The 0-1, or the first pitch, misses low, the count 1-0. Game not over for the Oaks. There are still 6 outs where the Oaks need to generate 1 run. They have the 8th and the 9th inning to do so. The 1-0, bouncing ball outside of the bag at 3rd. The count 1-1. Seth Stevenson so far today, 2 ground balls, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. That one in the 3rd inning ended up scoring a run. First run of the game for Santa Barbara. Then in the 6th inning, he led it off by flying out in foul territory to Greg Melhoff. The 1-1 skied high out of play into a large tree that is just off, actually overhanging right field, so the count is 1-2.
Yeah, you know a lot about that tree over there, Ryan. You climbed it, didn't you?
It's a very good climbing tree. It's very old. It's got some sturdy roots. It's a fantastic climbing tree.
And how was it climbing that tree?
Well, my shoes don't have the greatest traction, So it was a little bit treacherous, a little bit tricky, but I did it nonetheless. The 1-2. Off-speed pitch skied high on the infield. Brendan Bobo trekking into foul territory. Comes back into fair territory, makes the play and the out to retire the inning. But not after one run came around to score on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. The Oaks now trail 4-3 when we come back in the 8th inning on the Oaks live stream. Back here, top of the 8th inning. The Oaks, 6 outs left. This is the most important game of Conejo's season. If they lose today, they have to win out in order to make playoffs. Now on the mound for Santa Barbara, it's Scott Ellis. He takes over for Carson Lambert. Lambert went through 2 innings pitched, didn't allow a run. About 3 base runners, 1 on a walk, and 2 on singles, as well as 2 strikeouts to his day as well. Brendan Bobo, Raul Sandoval, Greg Melhoff due up in the order for the Oaks. Bobo, he has all of the RBIs so far today. Solo shot home run would add another RBI to his total. He could keep it and tie the game for the Oaks, but that's just wishful thinking. First pitch to Brendan Bobo, skied high, foul territory, tracking over and watching it go out of play is Jack Rydell, so the count is 0-1. And so Scott Ellis, the pitcher on the mound right now, University of Oregon product. Tonight you've seen him live in person.
I have. This is going to be the 4th time I've seen him.
Big swing and a miss. Brendan Bobo swings at a pitch that was in the dirt. The count 0-2.
Saw him against the University of Portland, saw him against New Mexico State, and saw him against San Jose State. So a non-league pitcher for Ellis for the Ducks.
0-2 bounces in. The count 1-2. In CCL play, his ERA is 5.19. 8 2/3 innings. He struck out 12 batters. His worst performance came against the Blues. He didn't record an out and gave up just 1 run. The 1-2 skied high in the right field. Coming in as the right fielder and watching it into the Oaks pen is Ethan Bates. So the count's still 1-2. Cade Higgins gave it a look, trekking back from first base. Actually, it looks like a new player at first base after Cade Higgins came in the batting side of the inning. It's Nathan Rombach, who's playing first base. Higgins might be in the